Welcome in. Today, a timely reminder and a visual that I hope will make you laugh. I mean, sometimes you have to till you pee, and other times because you've got to. First, just a thought. Just because you're naked doesn't mean you're sexy. Just because you're cynical doesn't mean you're cool. Tom Robbins. So as you watch this, I am at a house on a beach up island with my soul sister and almost twin, give or take 10 days, Lisa Brandt. I promise that I will share pictures and stories of our farewell to summer on Vancouver Island next week, and of course, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter posts. You can find where I am if you care at the end of this video journal. But right now, let me tell you what I hope I won't be sharing with Lisa, an alarm clock story. I have a love-hate relationship with the things, of course, from the early days of the flipping, clicking numbers of the first clock radios to the songs and chirps of my smartphone. I've had just about every device, except for an actual clanging alarm clock, wake me up for work over the years. 2:30, 3:30, 4 a.m. Didn't matter what the job or how close I lived to work. I was getting up while most people were just entering their REM cycle. And it was never just one alarm, always two or more. Eventually, I moved to a sunrise lamp, a Philips brand, and I've told you about it here before, but it changed my life. It seems now, however, that even though I'm done with alarm clocks, they're not done with me. When I was in a cabin with my sister, I had one night to myself before her flight arrived in Victoria. So I stayed up way past midnight, as I love to do, call it my crazy rebellious side, and I looked forward to a nice sleep in. However, as I was placing the clock radio on the bedside table up on a roll of toilet paper so it would be high enough that I could see it over the pillows on the other side of the queen-sized bed, I noticed it was set for 6 a.m. and aha, I thought, you won't get me. And then I thought there ought to be a law forbidding people who set alarms to leave them set once they've gotten up. Or maybe it was a power outage, I don't know. But I had outsmarted that clock and I went to sleep smug and happy. Until 6 a.m. From my deep sleep, I was roused by the sound of electrical chirping. So I woke up, I sat on the edge of the bed and wondered where it was coming from. It wasn't the clock in my room, but was it a carbon monoxide alarm? What was making that persistent chirp? Without grabbing so much as a robe, and yeah, I sleep au naturel, I padded out to the living room. Following the sound, I climbed the open staircase to the loft, and sure enough, that's where the small, round iHome clock was calling out to anybody who could hear. And with the nearby window open, I worried that might be fellow guests to wake up. I fiddled with the buttons half awake and pushed this one and that one. No luck at all. That thing kept ringing. Why hadn't I worn my glasses so I could see what the buttons were for? Well, eventually, and quite by chance, I hit the right one and it stopped. But I left the clock on the bed for Cindy to look at when she arrived. I didn't want to put it back and forget about its nasty persistence. Then, oh no, I realized I had to pee. So there's me, no clothes on, trying to run, but not end up face first on the landing at the bottom of the carpeted stairs. Oh, that'd look good to the RCMP. I've had my share of stairs mishaps the past while, and I'm walking fast as I can with legs nearly crossed to get to the bathroom. I made it, but barely, I guess in more ways than one, and I went back to bed and slept another couple of hours before getting up to go back to the city to pick up my sister. And that alarm clock, it kept going off every morning. We unplugged it. We tried everything. And finally, on the day that we were leaving, Cindy found the manual for the stupid thing. I don't get along with clocks, especially that little round one. But it is a timely reminder, as I say, to check them when you check in, wherever you are. Like I always say, if it can't be a good example, at least be a warning for somebody else, right? Take good care. Enjoy this last week of August, and I'll be back with you next week on Tuesday. Have a lovely Labor Day weekend. And if getting back to is part of your family's challenge where clocks are concerned, may I humbly suggest Sleep Stories on Drift with me. My great nephews, who are both under 10, listen to them nightly, which I just love. And you can too, for free, thanks to Kathy and Kim at envypillow.com. Just do it through drift-with-Erin-Davis.simplecast.com. And sweet dreams. Check that alarm clock.